Welcome back to the College Heights Huddle, guys. I am David Quintanilla, reporter of baseball, not my title, and I'm joined with...
I'm Adrianna Lein, reporter of softball. 'Tis my title.
Yes. Anyway, we're going to talk about some bat and ball, of course. You know, everyone's favorite pastime.
Of course. So softball traveled up to Delaware, traveled up to the northeast.
Bowling Green, Delaware.
To play in its last regular season conference series. So they dropped the series. They lost 2 games. But it kind of worked out in the end because they prevented the series sweep with a win on Saturday, which secured the number 2 seed for the conference tournament. Obviously, the weekend could have been better. You don't go into your last regular season outing and aim to lose 2 games. But, it wasn't the end of the world or anything. You know what I mean?
They just had to win one.
They just had to win one.
They just had to win one.
And they did. So the first game, they dropped 6-3. For the first game and the second game, which they lost, I think it was 4-2. Yeah. They just really struggled to bring runs in. That was the main issue, and that was the reason why they lost. Which is also, it was interesting because they out-hit the Blue Hens every single game in the series, but they dropped 2 of the 3 games, which is not good and not what you want. And that's something that they did in the Liberty series that I remembered very distinctly. They out-hit the Lady Flames by a long shot. I think the first day was 9-3, and they still lost. That's unfortunate. That just means ineffective hitting, I should say. Stranding runners. Yeah, not what you want.
Nope.
But they were able to turn around on Sunday, which Sunday was very relieving, almost. To watch them play and watch them play like it normally is to watch them. It was just relieving. Okay, they actually they figured it out finally. It's now the pendulum of momentum is now swinging towards them. That was really nice, and they were able to secure a 6-1 win. The most interesting thing to me, well, a few things stand out. The first is senior Maddie Wood. She got playing time in 2 of the 3 games. She was the saver, the closer, as in baseball terms. She pitched the last inning played. For the first 2 games, it was nice to see because, of course, she was fighting. I heard on the radio broadcast, it was a hip injury for about a month. Another thing that was really interesting to me was head coach Amy Tudor played around with her offensive lineup and the order of it, which, as someone who's been covering the team for 2 years now, or 2 seasons, I should say, that hasn't happened. Kendall White has been the leadoff hitter for 2 seasons now, ever since Blanton got hurt beginning of last season. Kendall White's just been in that spot. But she dropped Kendall down to the 5-hole for game 2. Tudor had played around with the lineup previously, but I think it was the most effective this time around because Jenna Blanton, game 3, the only win of the series, she went 4 for 4 at the plate. Perfect 4 for 4. Not only is that flawless, but that's exactly what you want out of your leadoff hitter, is just to get on base, and she did that. So that was really cool to see. And yeah, so overall, just not the best playing out of the Hilltoppers that I've seen, but they were still able to get the job done in terms of the long-term goal of getting the number 2 seed for the tournament, which is, I'm sure, what was on all of their minds. Yeah, it was also interesting. The Delaware Diamond, as it was called, it was turf. And I hadn't seen a softball turf field before. So that was interesting. So maybe that was part of the late figuring it out of the ball bounces differently, things like that. Yeah. That's all I got for softball. I would just say it was a typical weekend. It just didn't end in the most wins, not as many as they're used to, but still got the job done. So, with the conclusion of this weekend means the conclusion of the regular season for CUSA softball. Meaning, the Hilltoppers will stay in Delaware for the next week because the postseason tournament begins on Wednesday.
Yes.
But another pro of securing that number 2 spot is the Hilltoppers have a double bye. They don't play until Thursday. There's 2 playing games on Wednesday, and then the winner of those 2 playing games will play. One of them will play the number 4 seed Delaware, and one will play the number 3 seed Liberty. It's a double elimination tournament, and then the winner of Liberty versus the play-in winner will play WKU on Thursday at 1:30 Central Time on ESPN+. So we don't know who they will play yet.
Is it a pro or a con that they have a double bye?
This is just my opinion. There's not much evidence behind this. I think it's a little bit of a con. There's a good likelihood that the Hilltoppers will play Liberty. And in my mind, they also dropped that series at Liberty. It was actually very, very similar to this series versus Delaware. They dropped the first 2 games, and then they had a Game 3 win. But you get used to playing multiple days in a row, and you're going to face most likely Liberty, who's very much a powerhouse, and they'll have gotten used to that, like the bright lights and the feel of the field the day before. So I think there's a chance that Liberty or whoever else they play might be a little more comfortable. But of course, the argument can be made that WKU will be more comfortable because they just played 3 games at this field, but they'll have been sitting for a few days.
I mean, I think a big part is also their series started Thursday, and now they're having to play on Thursday again, right? Mm-hmm. So the series ended Saturday. Mm-hmm. So they have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to rest. But that rest could also be seen bad because unlike baseball pitchers, softball pitchers are used to pitching a lot consecutively. And so that rest could be bad for their arms. It's too rested.
Yeah, that's true.
It's too rested. You don't want an arm too rested. Not only that, they will not see a live hitting until Thursday. Like they'll see their pitchers, but they won't be throwing as strong as they can. Like they'll see batting practice, but they won't see live pitching. So your eyes start to get a little bit less recognized with the pitches. And so, in my opinion, a double bye is more of a con than it is a pro. You don't have to play as many games as the other teams, but the other teams that you are going to be playing are coming in. They'll probably win. They'll have to win a game to play you.
Right.
So they'll have that steam ahead to play you.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you even see a big thing about the MLB postseason last year was that the teams that are getting the bye, they were not ready for it. They had restful arms. They were too rested. The batters didn't see live pitching. And the Brewers got demolished by the Dodgers as the 1 seed.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean,
that's true.
I see it more as a con than a pro, but it is a pro in its own way.
Yeah, it's like on paper, it's a pro. Obviously,
on paper, it's a pro.
Because, I mean, you obviously want the highest seed you can get.
Yeah.
But if you kind of read between the lines, it's more of a con. Now, handing it over to...
So this is a softball, not a baseball, but I will be talking about baseball. So, this week on the Hill, Western were traveling to the state of Tennessee for a midweek game and a weekend series.
Shout out.
The midweek game got canceled because of weather at Austin Peay. And so with a week of rest, they went on.
Speak of the devil. Week of rest. Just kidding.
They went on to play MTSU at Reese Smith Jr. Field, where this was a very pivotal series for the Hilltoppers. They were in a 3-way tie for 6th place with MTSU and Sam Houston. And so if they want to keep the higher seed, they had to take the series from MTSU. And guess what they did? They took the series against MTSU 2-1.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
And yeah, they did.
And yeah, they did. So the two wins if they would have swept, they would have had sixth place like locked. But they dropped a game, so now they're tied with Kennesaw State. But if they stay tied with Kennesaw State, they will have the tiebreaker because head-to-head,
Yeah, they will.
they defeated Kennesaw State.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. So let's talk about this series a little bit.
Let's.
Game 1, not a good game,
Not a
guys.
good
Not a
game.
good game. Lost 7-1.
Oh, that's not what you want.
The Blue Raiders put up 3 runs in the first inning,
Shoo.
and they ran out graduate left-hander Aaron Robertson after 1 out in the second inning. This is a very common theme with Robertson. He is the game 1 starter. I don't really know why. Gavin Perry has been on a tear recently, and so we'll talk about him later. But Aaron Robertson has not been on one recently with so a few outings that have been cut short. He's had 4 and 1 out innings. It's just I don't think he's been taken like out after a full inning in a while. Like it's been series since he's always been taken out in the middle of an inning, which is not what you want to see from a starter. You know, more than likely you want to see 6 innings out of your starter, then you're good. Then take him out after 6. But Aaron Robertson couldn't get out of the second inning, so he was taken out. I don't know. It's just Aaron Robertson. I just don't see him as a game 1 starter. Like moving forward, I mean, looking forward, they have Dallas Baptist.
Oh.
Yeah. But I just don't really see Aaron Robertson as a game 1 starter. Gavin Perry has been amazing on the mound, been having great starts, and Aaron Robertson hasn't. So, I mean, you want your strongest starter to go first to set the tone for the rest of the series. Like, you're not going to put Yamamoto game 2.
When you got a guy like Yoshinobu.
When you got a guy like Yoshinobu
Yamamoto
Yamamoto.
on your team. It makes things a little easier.
When you got a guy like Gavin Perry on your team, it makes things a little easier. But, I mean, WKU also in the box were just not good in game 1. Starter for MTSU, David Horn Jr. He held WKU to 6 scoreless innings with only 2 hits. And then they ended
6 scoreless innings with 2 hits?
Yes. And so
Gosh.
Western ended the game with 4 hits, and they left 8 runners on base. So
Awesome.
what are they doing? You know, their sole run came with a Cale Frost solo home run in the 9th. So just to not get shut out, I guess, just like a pity home run. But game 1, not that fun to watch. Game 2 though.
Game 2, though.
Western won 11-0 in a 7-inning run rule win. So, you know, you come back from losing 7-1, and what do? You put up 6 runs in the opening frame of the game.
Yeah, you do.
So the first 4 Hilltoppers reached base. Senior Austin Holler was hit with the second pitch of the game, which is kind of funny. And then MTSU's Chandler Alderman was taken out after just 2 outs in the first inning after giving up the 6 runs, which is always good to see, you know, as the hitters, I guess, to see the starter get taken after 2 innings.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. But like I said before, highlight definitely was graduate right-hander Gavin Perry. He pitched all 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts.
Shoo.
Punching them out like Mike Tyson. Malone likes that reference. Thank you, producer. Junior infielder, guess who? Lein Arroyos. Lein Arroyos is a dude. And he was a dude in game 2 as well, going 4 for 5 with an RBI double in the 4th inning. This is a guy who is now hitting .385 in the season. Leads Kusa with a .385 batting average and 23 doubles.
True.
So, and he almost got hurt in the game 3 celebration, as if you saw the game, you would have seen, which kind of scared me for a little bit there. I kind of thought we were going to lose him. I thought he was going to die. But the Blue Raiders still had opportunities to get on the board. They didn't do it, though. They didn't do it. In the bottom of the 5th, they had bases loaded with 1 out, and Gavin Perry got out of the jam with a strikeout and a ground out.
Yeah, he did.
So, pretty great performance by Gavin Perry. So, game 3. This is a must-win for both teams here. Whoever wins gets ahead of the other team and is tied in 6th place with Kennesaw State. Mm-hmm. This was a great game. Now, let me tell you, this game.
Let me tell you,
this game started 4-0 in MTSU's favor after scoring 2 runs in the first and second inning. 4-0 lead for MTSU. I thought they were out of it. I thought Western was like, they're not coming back from this. This looks like a poopy show. Like Dawson Hall. I don't know why Dawson Hall started, but he started.
That BG native.
BG native, Bowling Green High School alum. Dawson Hall started the game. Got taken out after 1 inning. I would have taken him out after the first batter, dude.
You wouldn't have put him in.
No, of course not. So this catcher from TSU, Tyler Minnick, he hits a 2-run home run as the second batter of the game. And then comes back in the second inning and hits a 2 RBI single.
Wow.
So he brought in all 4 runs for the first 2 innings.
That is crazy. Oh my god.
Which was kind of insane to see. But returning character Mick Uleber controlled those bats again. He took them out in the 3rd inning and he went on to pitch 3 more innings, holding them to 1 run and 3 hits, 1 walk, and striking out 3. Mick, he's like textbook middle reliever. He can go a few innings. He can go more than 1 inning, what you want from middle reliever. He can get you out of jams. He can just control the game for a little bit. He's not a high relief. He's not like a high moment guy, though, but he's a great middle reliever. And that's something that the Hilltoppers need with this kind of structureless bullpen. So, but he gets the job done. His outing allowed the Hilltoppers to get back in the game with a 3-run inning in the 4th and 5th. WKU's first run came in from an error by second baseman Cooper Clapp that allowed Lein Arroyos to score from 3rd. And then the 5th inning, Hilltoppers take the lead with 2 home runs. It was by senior infielder Austin Holler, and Cale Frost hit another home run. But yeah, that gave them the lead of 7-3, and then MTSU responded right back in the 7th inning to go 7-7. But then in the 9th, guys. But then, guess what, guys? Guess what? I want you guys to guess what happens, guys. Guys, what happens? What happened? What happened? Cale Frost hits a 2-run home run to give the Hilltoppers a 9-7 lead. Boom. That's a bomb. That's a bomb. However, it wasn't over as the Blue Raiders got on their first 2 batters of the bottom of the 9th inning, causing Kalu Holt to come into the game, which I thought was the greatest decision Mark Reardon has done for the game so far. But then he left him in a batter too late, as with a man on second, Brett Rogers hits an RBI double. And I said, and I want everyone in the office to back me up on this, I told Mark Reardon to take him out of the game because I knew what was going to happen, because Mark Reardon always does this thing where he leaves in a pitcher a batter too late and they score off of it. And guess what happened again? Mark Reardon left a pitcher in too late and they got a run off of it, causing the game to go 9-8.
He did.
Thank you, guys. Nathan Lawson comes in for the final out of the game, gets the ground out, and the Hilltoppers win 9-8, and they take the series from MTSU, and they hold 6th place with Kennesaw State. Next up, EKU will be traveling to Nick Dennis Field for the home game against the Hilltoppers, and then the big series of the season at Nick Dennis Field. Dallas Baptist will be coming to Nick Dennis Field for a 3-game series. I would say if they win this series, they could go far in the tournament. If they don't win this series, it's time to start looking into next year already. But the last thing I want to mention is possibly the best guy on the team, in my opinion. Sophomore infielder Reed Howard was named a Brooks Wallace semifinalist, which is the top 50 shortstops in the country, after not playing for a whole month. He has not played for a whole month and is still being named one of the top 50 shortstops in the country. He comes back and goes 3 for 9 with 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and 2 stolen bases in his first series return. Reed Howard better be in the lineup against EKU, better be in the lineup against Dallas Baptist. If I see Manny Alberto's name in the lineup against Dallas Baptist, I'm already going to write my gamer. I'm already going to write it because I already know what's going to happen. But that's all I have. That is it for Bat and Ball. We are now going to hit it off.
What's up, y'all? My last podcast episode. I'm assistant sports editor Michael Givner, and I'm joined by
Austin Rice,
the sports editor,
former sports editor.
I guess
this
I
is the
am.
final podcast.
I guess I am former assistant sports editor.
Final podcast episode.
I'm not
for
ready
me and
for this,
Give.
bro.
And me, Malone Farmer, podcast producer, commentary writer, sports writer. We're here to talk about the NBA.
Where do I begin?
The National Basketball Association.
National Basketball Association.
I've heard that's what the NBA stands for.
That's what I'm told. Let's start out in the East, I guess.
Yeah.
We did a segment 2 weeks ago, and a lot has changed since then.
I know I said
Crazy
like
stuff we
Hawks were
said.
taking the Knicks to 7.
We were
Yeah.
close. Not really, but
I mean,
it looked good through 3 games. That prediction was going to hold true, but then no.
Knicks and
The
6.
Hawks stole one in the Garden.
I think you did say Knicks and 6.
I believe I did as
yeah.
well.
McCollum looked really good, and then that team
my
fell
God.
flat.
He hit 2 game winners.
He looked like a beast, man.
Yeah.
And then the Knicks won by like 51 points or something.
Mike Brown
like that.
figured out Karl Anthony Towns is pretty tall and pretty big.
All right, we're
Pretty
done
good at basketball.
Yeah.
They said we're done messing around, and like, you know, Jalen Johnson hit a huge 3 to cut the lead down to 55. Like,
I've never seen a team give up quite like that, to be honest. Like, the Hawks had no energy at home. It was basically a Knicks home game, though, with how loud that Knicks crowd was.
they always do that, and that's gonna be the same thing in Philly. It's gonna be the same thing in Philly. Wait, Philly?
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Philly's in the second round?
Because Boston choked.
Before we get to Boston, I do want to say one more thing, which is that Mikal Bridges locked in. He played really poorly in like
So
the
bad.
first
He got
few
benched
games.
in game 3, I think it was.
Rightfully so. He was playing really bad. But in that last game, he locked in and he played really well. We're in playoff OG Anunoby, which means that he's not only one of the best defenders in the league, but he's also an elite offensive player.
Sometimes he's the best player on the Knicks, which is crazy to say. But, like, I think in game 6, he had, like, 30?
Yeah,
He dropped, like, 30?
he's consistently like during the regular season, he's like, again, he's one of the best defenders in the league, and he's like pretty good on offense. And then during the playoffs, he is arguably the second best player on the team, depending on whether Cat or Jalen Brunson is having a better night. Cat had 2 triple doubles because he's the GOAT. Knicks are going to win the championship.
I miss having Cat on my
Honestly,
team.
now there's no excuse. They have too much talent.
This is the Knicks East to lose now.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't win this East,
This
are
is
you
a-
ever going to make the finals?
You have no Boston, no Indiana, no Miami. Giannis and Milwaukee's not here. The only team that could possibly dethrone you, in my opinion, is Cleveland. And they're already having issues. Let's be so real. There's no reason that the NBA Finals isn't West team versus the Knicks at this point now.
Your 2 teams that likely could beat you are the team that almost lost to the Magic and the team that almost lost to the Raptors.
Yeah.
So
Who are, mind you, we saying this, but like it could be Toronto.
Let's talk about Boston real quick. On the last podcast segment that we talked about the NBA, I said that Boston were pretenders, and I was right.
I at least thought they could beat the Sixers. I didn't have them beating the Knicks, but I at least thought they could beat Joel Embiid and friends. But like, like come on.
I also had them beating the Sixers, I want to say. As much as I was right about them being pretenders, I didn't get my prediction right. Like, I still thought that they were going to beat the Sixers, and then they lost in 7 games, which is, like, even with
Crazy.
Jason Tatum being injured, how did they let it go to Game 7?
Winning a Game 7 in Boston is crazy, though. Like, that is such a tough thing to do.
How are you about to let Joel Embiid minus his appendix drop 34 points
Minus
on you?
his knee, too.
Yeah, dude. His knee looks like someone took a hammer to it.
He hit some crazy shots in that game, too. He hit a clutch 3, hit a fadeaway jumper, which I have not seen him do in years, by the way. Like, that was insane.
And he was crazy on defense, too. I think that was really the downfall of this Boston team, was its inability to defend properly. I don't
did I
think
say
that they
in the
had a strong
office?
defense.
It's like I said in the office a couple of weeks ago. They live by the 3 and they die by the 3. When Peyton Pritchard magnet ball and Derek White magnet ball and JB and JT magnet ball is not going on, that team collapse. And we're not roasting them. We're not getting on them enough for this. I need y'all to understand that this team was up 3-1 going to Game 5 at home.
The first time that the Philadelphia 76ers have ever come back from a 3-1.
They are going into
That's
a
crazy
Game 5 at home, up 3-1, and you can't close it out. Okay, that's fine. That probably means that, Philly is going to fight for their life in a Game 6 at home. Luckily, they were one of the teams that was actually able to win a Game 6. But then to go back and lose again on your home floor in a Game 7 must-win, and you came back down 20 and started, like I was just doing, choking at home because they were down like 20 at one point, came back, couldn't hit a 3 to tie the game, basically. Just disgusting.
Here's my evil thought, because I don't think it's a coaching issue. I think that it's an issue with the player.
Oh, it definitely is.
Oh, no. I know where this is going.
I just don't think that when it's clutch time, I think Jaylen Brown is really good, but God, he put up a stinker of a performance in that Game 7.
You know who the Boston
Well, he was
Celtics...
good. Jaylen Brown was good.
Jaylen Brown, he dropped 33.
In the clutch, he was bad. He was really bad in
Jaylen
the
Brown
clutch.
and Jason Tatum just have no ability to clutch up when it really matters. They can't find success in those clutch moments. It's the reason why their championship came over the Luka Mavericks. That was him and Kyrie Irving and the LA Fitness team. That was the only.
Don't disrespect PJ Washington like that.
Don't disrespect
and Gafford.
Daniel Gafford, yeah.
That's the only way they could get their championship. They can't go up against an elite team in the clutch moments. They can't even go up against a good team in the clutch moments. I wouldn't call the Sixers an elite team. They're not a great team.
No.
But when it really mattered, when it came down to it, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum they're droppers. They can't get it done. I think Jaylen Brown has sparing moments of really folding when it matters. I think Jason Tatum is of the two of them, he is the one who folds under pressure. And I'm tired of hearing all these things about how good the Celtics are. They're not that good. They drop when it matters.
They always have this weird ability to just lose games they just shouldn't. They always have random teams take them 6 games. Why? They that's the one thing in their championship run is they basically folded teams in Game 5s. They beat the Heat in 5, they beat Cavs in 5, and they swept the Pacers without Halliburton. But I mean, they were able to close out those series, but they just could not do that. Every other year, they've let these random teams take them to 6 games, and this year just...
You know who they could have really used in this series? Marcus Smart. I stand by, they probably would have won that game if Tatum played.
I think so, too.
Given their performance in the previous
Healthy
games...
Tatum, they win that game.
I don't think...
The fact they still got taken to 7...
I think they still lose the game just because they were shooting 20-something% from 3 in the past 3 games. I don't think that Tatum would have been enough to take them over the finish line.
I think the other thing is they really didn't have a good answer for Embiid.
No.
They don't have a big.
I saw them double team him a couple times, and it's
Kata's good, but he cannot guard Embiid.
They're trying to play like the Warriors in the 2010s. That's how this... I think that's the biggest fault with the Celtics team, is they've tried to assemble a 2010s Golden State Warriors, and that doesn't really work in the modern league. You need an actual big man.
You just need Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
I was about to say, part of it is not to say that Jason Tatum, as much as I dislike him, or Jaylen Brown are bad players, but neither of them are generationally as good as Steph Curry, who is probably the greatest shooter of all time. They don't have someone that strong to lead that team, and they don't have a good enough paint presence to face off against someone like Embiid, who I don't think is an amazing player, but he is good enough in the paint that if you don't have a good defender to put on him, he's going to clean up.
I just think there's no excuse for Boston, as deep as a team as they are. There's no excuse for them to go out like this. And like I said, you had 2 home games to close it out. I honestly was expecting Game 7 to be a blowout, just like how Detroit, and we'll talk about that in a minute, Detroit and Orlando was. I was expecting the Sixers to come out sluggish, missing a bunch of shots, lazy passes, turnovers, and Boston builds up a big old lead, and everybody's leading by the beginning of the fourth quarter. No. The Philly came out, fought. Paul George wasn't playing like outstanding by the Gap Band Paul George. He was playing like the Paul George that we've seen in his prime, and they won that game.
Even with Tatum, the Sixers took them to 7 games with Joel Embiid, who is fresh off of an appendix surgery.
Yeah.
And his knee is made of sawdust. And then you've got like Tyrese Maxey, who is an elite player, I think. He's one of the best like young talents in the league right now. But then who else? Washed up Paul George?
Hey, give some respect to VJ Edgecombe.
I mean, yeah, but I'm talking
Still a
like
very young player.
I'm talking a big name, like names that are enough that you go like, oh, I see. I still don't know how the Sixers won that series, if I'm being honest. We also need to talk about Cleveland briefly.
That game did just tip off. Toronto's already up 4-0.
Oh, so the Raptors are going to win, I think.
I want to get it out of the way. Since Game 2, I've thought the Raptors were going to win this series.
I am disgruntled and disappointed in Cleveland. You took your first 2 games. You did
This series should have been wrapped up in 5.
You did what you were supposed to do. You won both of your home games. Game 1 convincingly by 13. You won both of your games at home by double digits, 10 or more.
That's what we expected.
Blown out in Game 3.
Okay, fine. They got 1 game.
Horrible shooting performance in Game 4. Now the series is tied. Okay, go back to Cleveland, get yourself together, finish this in 6. They won Game 5 and then dropped Game 6 in an opportunity to win the game.
That shot by R.J. Barrett
Was absolutely insane. It was crazy.
That was actually a really hype moment, to be honest.
My GOAT, R.J. Barrett.
The second that went off back iron, I knew it was going in. Like, just the way it just, like, went up in the air, I was like, that's going to fall in.
That was very Kawhi Raptors against the Sixers.
Something
moment.
about, like, it was on the same side, too, I believe. Like, something about that rim. I don't know. It's weird. The Raptors there's something going on. There's some dark magic at play.
R.J. Barrett is a former Knick. I do want him back. R.J. Barrett will lead this Raptors to a victory over the Cavs. They're certainly not contenders.
Don't make me come back and do a solo
Cavs
segment.
lose this game.
Don't make me come back and do a solo segment on you.
Cavs are losing. Cavs are losing. It's so over.
They've cut the lead down to 6. Don't make me come back and do a solo segment on you, Cleveland. I will.
James Harden can't carry this team, especially when Donovan Mitchell is shooting 0 of 28 from the field.
Donovan Mitchell, I've been defending you, and I can't do it anymore if you lose this game.
Pistons Magic.
The Orlando Magic.
I've said it before. Nothing good comes out of Florida.
No.
We have the Heat, not in the playoffs. The Orlando Magic. What was that? What is that, Orlando?
Here's the thing. They were the 8th seed. You know what I mean?
Don't make that an excuse.
No.
No. Here, I think that the fact that this went to Game 7 is more of a failure on the Detroit Pistons.
I think both teams failed in this series.
Yeah, it was. I think this was the worst. Not that it was a bad series, but it was the worst of the series we got, especially of the ones that went to 7. I think the Pistons Magic was the most boring. The Pistons aren't contenders because as great of a player as Cade Cunningham is, he's got nobody but 84-year-old Tobias Harris.
Jalen Duren was good.
Jalen Duren's okay.
But he's not like a second option player, like at all.
Tobias Harris is your second option. Jalen Duren is your third option, and he should not be the third option. Like,
they need to trade for somebody.
It cannot be overstated that this team would be nowhere without Cade Cunningham.
They're a play-in team probably without him.
And they don't make it out of the play-in tournament,
No.
I don't think.
I don't even think they're that. I think that Cade Cunningham is the bulk of this team because, yeah, they're good defensively, but they don't have a true good first option outside of Kate Cunningham like that. Like, yeah, I just called Tobias Harris a second option, but Tobias Harris is not leading this team to the promised land. But that was a good Game 7 by him.
He's been really good in this series, but like throughout the regular season, he was not that good.
The issue with the Pistons is they have nobody around their star player, and that's the same thing for the Magic. It was all Banchero.
And Banchero isn't as good as Cade Cunningham.
No.
I hate to
I would
say.
not disrespect him like that. He was doing everything he could to win that Game 5.
When you have Desmond Bane and Jalen Suggs throwing
Desmond
up
Bane should have stayed in
Jalen
Memphis.
Suggs, I don't know what he did this entire series. Probably just took
That's
a
what
nap
happens.
on the court.
That's what
Like,
happens
he
when
was
you're
doing
bald.
nothing.
That's what happens when you're bald. Fake Alex Caruso, bro. Like,
There was a stat where since the third quarter of Game 6 to the start of like the first 11 points for the Magic in Game 7, Banchero was the only Magic player to score points. The only Magic player to hit shots. Desmond Bane, where were you? Jalen Suggs, where were you?
Jalen Suggs, 2 of 9, 0 for 4 from downtown. You know, Carter Jr., 3 of 7, 1 of 4 from downtown. Black, 4 of 12, 0 of 4
Now,
from downtown.
They didn't have Franz Wagner, which was kind of big because second option, low-key better than Banchero a lot of the time. But he was injured this entire series.
I am not surprised by the Magic losing this. I'm honestly more surprised that the Pistons didn't wrap it
disappointed.
up sooner.
I'm disappointed.
Somehow you took the Pistons to 7 games, which before the series I would have
listen
said
to
that's really good.
Yeah.
And yet you still made me disappointed because you
Yeah.
shot
You
4
are
for 37.
You are an 8 seed. You took a number 1 seed in the East. You won both of your games at home. Stole a game on the road. And it wasn't just any game. It was Game 1 of this series. Stole it.
They looked like the better team for 5 games, and then somehow
Won both of their games and did
Tobias
not win
Harris.
a single one after
apart.
that. How do you do that? How?
Okay, let's talk about the West.
Thunder, whatever. Can we just
Thunder,
skip that? Can we just, like,
whatever.
can we sim that
Don't
series? I
care.
think it was basically just sim.
Yeah,
Don't
the
care.
Spurs, Blazers, I'm unsurprised.
Yeah. Although Blazers really choked that game 4. How do you like only score like 30 points the whole second half? Wemby went off. Also, the Spurs need to go to the Fiesta court and everything. They need to go that full time again.
Full time, please.
Because that was amazing. Let's talk about the Rockets first, because I want to flame the Rockets.
Yeah.
Okay. LeBron James and his good buddies, and that was the whole team. When Bronny James is making and like scoring points,
Outscoring
in
your
playoff
bench?
minutes, yes, 5 points for Bronny James, 3 points for your entire bench. Like, I just don't understand. And they played well to get it back to like Game 6, but how do you lose that Game 3? I think I said Rockets in 6.
I think I also said Rockets in 6, but I just was not surprised. I said Rockets in 6 or 7, but I'm not surprised that the Lakers. I'm not surprised that Rockets team, no Durant, because Durant likes to just stay on the sideline.
Because Durant was dodging LeBron James.
No Fred Flintstone. They lost the series.
Van Fleet.
It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all.
It doesn't surprise me when your offense is running through Sengun and Reed Shepherd.
And Reece Shepard wasn't good.
There's this really good video on YouTube that just shows that Sengun only has one move.
Marcus Smart playing out his mind right now.
Yeah.
LeBron, I mean, he's 41, but he's still LeBron, you know what I mean?
He played so good in that Game 6. Like, it's crazy how good he is at still, like, facilitating at age 41.
And then they got A. Reeves back.
I know.
Um,
Fortunately, it won't matter for this next series.
I was going to say, unless they can get Luka back during the series.
I don't think they will. I think
I
it's
don't think
been
so either.
confirmed He won't get back to like Game 6 at the
Something like
earliest
that,
or
yeah.
something.
If Luka was back, I feel like he's not going to be the Luka we saw in the regular season. He's going to be missing his step. He's going to be missing that step, and I think Thunder in like 5 or 6 games.
Here's my outlandish take, is that I think the Lakers have a pretty small but still present chance of taking this series.
It's out the mud. We out. Sean the Couch is
No.
out the mud.
I thought you were going to say taking the 7. I was like, okay.
They're not winning this series.
But they're
hate the
not
Thunder.
winning
I
this
despise
series.
the
There's
Thunder.
no way.
No.
The Thunder have way too many good defenders for the Lakers to be able to do anything.
I've seen how well Marcus Smart, not a name I expected to really be thinking about a lot this playoffs, Seeing how well he's played and how well, I mean, obviously LeBron's been playing great. Like, if they each drop 20-plus points every night and the bench is playing at the best of their ability, I can see them taking the series. I think it's a very slim chance, obviously. I don't think it's likely to happen.
It's like 0.01%.
I think it's like a 2%. Especially if they can take it to a game 6 and get Luka back.
I could also say if Bronny James drops 50, they're going to win the series. I could say that as well.
Well, yes, but that's not likely to happen.
The Lakers winning this series means they're going to need to win at least most likely 2 games.
They will have to kill 4 Thunder players
in the uneducated
in order to win.
Oklahoma City.
They're not going to do happen. That's the thing that gets me is they're not winning a road game.
Again, I think the Thunder are taking this series. I think that there is a very small chance that we see Lakers in the conference finals.
You know what? If Luka didn't get injured, sure.
Yeah.
I also say that
I still wouldn't say it though.
I could say this if they didn't go to 6 with the Rockets.
I just watched the Sixers beat the Celtics. I can't say anything for certain anymore.
I can confidently say that
I watched the Knicks beat the Hawks by over 50 points in the playoffs. I can't say anything with confidence.
They really beat the Hawks by a little one-sided, isn't it, to 18.
I'm rolling back what I said about the Lakers maybe taking that game to 7 because I remembered they'd have to go into uneducated Oklahoma City and steal a game. That's not happening. Sorry.
I still think it's probably Thunder in 6.
Thunder in 5.
Thunder in 5.
Now it's Timberwolves talk. I want to start by saying the entire Timberwolves guard rotation was dead, and yet the Timberwolves still won.
How did Jaden McDaniels carry them to a Game 6 victory?
Because they may have
Nuggets?
Jokic, but we have Jaden McDaniels. Because Jaden McDaniels is so good, and finally people are realizing this. Like, they knew he was a good defender, but he actually has a bag, and people finally realize it now.
One of the coolest moments of all time he had.
Yes, he said they're all bad defenders, and they are.
And he was
they all
right.
Suck. They're not good defenders. And it was crazy because Shannon came off the bench and dropped like 20. He dropped 20 off the bench. And Mike Conley looked good in 2026, which he's always been solid, but he had to play more minutes, and he still looked good.
If you're the Nuggets, how do you drop that? How? Genuinely,
I was stunned
how?
in Game 2 when the Timberwolves won because that felt like a classic Wolves game where we play well the entire night and then lose them in the final 2 minutes.
I thought Jokic was like arguably a top 10 player of all time until this playoff series.
I thought this was going to be the run Jokic cemented his legacy. I thought this was going to be the one where it's like, oh, we're going to beat the Timberwolves, we're going to beat the Spurs, we're going to beat the Thunder. And then he was going to get another ring and be like, this is my league. I'm going to win another championship. I thought that's what this run was going to be. He got the one chip, he was going to get another one.
The Nuggets won Game 1, and I said they're going to win. They're finishing them off in 5. They're going to win Game 2, drop Game 3, win Game 4, win Game 5. That was what I was thinking.
That was even crazy. Like, that's even a crazy.
That's a little disrespectful.
That is mad disrespectful. I at least thought the Timberwolves were going to win their home games.
Okay, well, let me put it like this. Ant was on one leg. You have the best in the world, Jokic. You have playoff riser Murray.
I thought he was the best in the world.
Oh, Lord, no.
No, he definitely. That's something that needs to be talked about. Is Jokic lost his number 1 in the world tag in this series? If I'm not gonna lie, like one playoff series, he was still great in some games in this series, but Rudy Gobert.
How do you get that owned by Rudy Gobert?
Mind you, Rudy Gobert is somebody he has turned into a 3-piece French toast stick at Sonic type B with syrup on the side, and was just getting clamped up. Rudy was hand checking him and definitely getting just fouling him, but still, Jokic, you're the best in the world. There was an instance, I think it was Game 2 or Game 3, one of the two, where McDaniels and Rudy had 5 fouls. And I am screaming at my TV to drive to the basket, make them foul you. There was no reason.
And then Christian Brown took a 3.
Oh, do not get me started on him, bro. Oh my God. Oh, DiVincenzo, Ant-Man, both was injured. Okay.
And they lost.
Sumu got injured.
They won Game 5. I'm getting there. They won Game 5. I said, I was not moved. Because you need to go back to the place you are 0-2 of so far and win a game. Game 6, no Ant-Man, no DiVincenzo. DeSumo was out.
Bones Highland got hurt too, and he
Highland
was
got hurt.
playing well.
Craziest name of all time.
Bones Highland, yeah. The fact he's like a good
Like you
rotation
said,
player
the
is crazy
entire
now.
basically guard, it was just Shannon and Clark.
We had Conley.
Reed.
We had Conley. The corpse of Mike Conley we were running him out there.
And just they were unserious. That should have been honestly. That's a game you blow them out. It doesn't matter that you're on the road. They're missing half their team.
That game was close the entire way, and I was just like, I was
disgusted.
even as a Timberwolves fan, I was like, when is just Jokic and Murray just going to take over? Like, I know it's going to happen soon.
I about crashed my car on the way home from Nashville because it's like, what is Murray doing, bro? Just absolutely, like, just.
And the funny thing about this game, too, is the Timberwolves shot horribly from 3-point. They literally shot 24% as a team from 3-point, like behind the arc.
Up until Game 6, though,
They
I
just
was
owned
saying
the
I
paint
missed
in this
Michael
game.
Porter Jr. Up until Game 6, I wanted Michael Porter Jr. back because Cam Johnson was not doing anything, and the Michael Porter Jr. magnet ball in Game 6 would have fed families, but...
Let's do our Western predictions since we're already over here. I'll start. I think that the Thunder are gonna bounce the Lakers in 6.
I'm gonna go 5 games. Thunder win.
I'm going to go 5.
Oh, the Spurs are gonna bounce the Wolves in 6 probably is my guess. Without Ant and without DiVincenzo, as much as Jaden McDaniels is a very underrated player, I don't think he's enough to get past Wembanyama.
So Anthony Edwards is supposed to come back Game 3 or Game 4. So I think if he can get back for Game 3, you probably lose the first 2 to the Spurs and go down 2-0. But I think it could beat the Spurs like 3-2 after that, after they go down 2-0, when Ant comes back. If he's even somewhat of the player he has been. And now you have all the rest of the roster playing really well. Spurs in 7, I think. I think the Wolves can win their home games and push it to 7. I don't see them winning a road game, though. Not with this being this injured.
I didn't know Ant was going to be coming back during this series. If he's coming back, I agree then probably. It's Spurs in either 6 or 7 games.
Spurs in 5.
Spurs
In
in
5?
They
They
should
just
at least
bounced
go in
your
6.
team, Giv.
That's most of the reason why. I want them.
He said Nuggets in 5.
I want the pits of Tartarus to swallow them whole.
And then for Western Conference Finals, I think it'll be Spurs Thunder, and I honestly don't know who I have winning. Probably Thunder.
I could see the Spurs doing
I could see it too. I think
I
either.
didn't see it before the year, but now I'm like starting to.
I would hope so.
I think either way it goes to 7.
This would be a tough series to predict because you don't really know. It's really hard to predict a team to make the finals 2 years in a row because we haven't seen it since the Warriors did it.
Yeah.
I want to say Thunder I'm going to go 6 games, but I really could see the Spurs taking this series.
I think that the Thunder are gonna take it, but I desire in my heart of hearts the Spurs to take it, so I'm gonna say Spurs in 7.
I want a Spurs-Knicks finals.
I want Spurs-Knicks
personally. I think
finals. That would be
so
fire.
fun.
But I would hope for a Spurs-Knicks finals. It can't be SGA. It can't be the Thunder.
Let's talk East then. I think I have Knicks beating the Sixers in 6 games.
I have Knicks over Sixers in 6 as well.
Knicks over the Sixers in 5. I don't think Embiid's going to be super healthy.
Whether it's the Cavs or the Raptors, and I think it'll be the Raptors. I think Pistons probably take that. I think it's another 7-game series.
I think Cavs in 7 against the Pistons.
I see before the playoffs, I was like, I'm really buying into the Cavs making the final, or not the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals. And I was like, the Pistons are too young. And I still think the Pistons are really young.
I think
still
they're too young,
They're way
for sure.
too young of a team for this stage. But also, like, the Cavs have looked, like, awful in this series. And who knows? Maybe they win this game against the Raptors, and then they start to, lock in, and they actually beat the Pistons. My pick before, I think, was, like, Cavs in 6 over the Pistons. I think if it's Cavs, I can still see them doing that, but I want to go now Pistons in 7 because I really think this Pistons team has found something now.
I mean, I think we probably all agree on this, but I have Knicks coming out the East.
Yeah.
I think no matter who makes it out of that other side of the conference semifinals, it's Knicks bounce them in 6.
I will say if the Knicks don't win this, they don't at least make the finals this year. Like that is with the Celtics coming back better next year, probably with the Pacers coming back, and they're gonna be really good next year.
I'll take back everything I've ever said.
And don't let the 76ers turn around and win that series. I'll come back and do a solo.
If you let Embiid make the conference finals, I don't trust your team.
If it's the Spurs, I have Knicks in 6, and if it's the Thunder, I have Knicks in 7. That's my
I
prediction.
think it's gonna be Thunder beat the Knicks in 6 games in the finals. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I think it will happen.
This is our year, baby. This is Knicks championship.
Malone, please be right, because
I hope so.
I'll clown you from my betting graph.
You guys will both be gone by the time that we know, so it won't matter.
I'm gonna be clowning you for my street corner.
Yeah.
I'll come back and haunt you from my box on the side of the road talking about, what about the Knicks?
That's it for the last episode of this semester, guys. Yeah, Austin and Giv are
Can you
graduating.
edit us so we fade away?
Yeah, I'll Thanos snap you guys away.
Please do that. That'd be good.
Sort of like the Nuggets, finals hope got snapped away.
If you're interested, follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and come back next semester for season 4 of the College Heights Huddle. Thank you guys so much for listening. And now here's a montage.
My name's Austin Rice. Thanks for listening to the College Heights Huddle. I'm out of here. I'm graduating. I'm done.
I'm Michael Givner Jr. Thank you for listening to the College Heights Huddle this year. We appreciate it. Whenever you think of Denver sports, think of me.
This has been Adrianna Lein at the College Heights Herald, and thank you for listening and or watching.
I've been Morgan, and thanks for listening to the College Heights Huddle this year.
This is Peyton Reed. Thank you for listening to the College Heights Huddle.
I am David Quintanilla. Thank you for listening to the College Heights Huddle. I don't know how sentimental the rest of these are going to be, but or how stupid the rest of them are going to be, but this might be my last project for the sports staff here at the Herald, as I will be continuing to focus on my Spanish staff. I just want to give thanks to just sports staff for being friends, for always being together, but especially a shout out to sports staff because it gave me an opportunity to meet Adrianna Lein. Because of this podcast, we grew closer to, and because of this podcast, I stayed for another semester. And yeah, so thank you to the College Heights Huddle. Thank you to producer Malone Farmer. Thank you to sports editor Austin Rice and incoming sports editor Peyton Reed. Thank you, guys.
This is Malone Farmer, and thank you for listening to the College Heights Huddle this semester. We'll see you next semester.